Sounds like it's
I want
locked
the
in
toy. God damn it!
Yeah.
I have to murder somebody to get that amiibo, aren't I? Because it's a 2-pack.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the 2-pack to go on Amazon. I've got a like an email notification thing for it, but I haven't heard anything about it yet.
Comes out in 2 months.
I know. That's what's weird.
Yeah, Sonic Mania comes. Oh my God, Sonic Mania! I'm gonna start crying now because Sonic Mania is out in 3 weeks. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm gonna do my damn best to stream that game.
That's cool, I guess.
And then the ultimate goal is in December when Sonic Forces comes out to do an entire stream with my original character, Ben the Hedgehog. That is the goal, but knowing me, we'll see how it goes.
So, are we good soon?
Are you guys recording?
I am now.
Canon.
Let me turn off my...
Yep.
Fan is off.
Okay. I've already been streaming while you guys ramble, so...
Oh, that would have been nice to know.
I'm just sharing out the stream. Patrons. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Charge Shot Gamescast. Each and every week, friends gather around and talk about the news in gaming. This week is episode 28, even though last week that's what I thought. This week I have with us Justin.
So we had a really good show last week, and I'm a little bit worried that whatever we do this week, we won't be able to keep up with it, and it's just a downward slope from here. We peaked last week, I think.
Yeah.
So let's just start with low thoughts.
Especially since Lowe's gone, like we're down a man. Like.
Oh, low thoughts. I didn't even mean to do that.
And we also have the self-proclaimed Marvelous One, Ben.
Space and time do not comprehend me. I am the ultimate marvelous warrior. I'm sorry about that. Okay, hey everybody.
See? Starting low.
Wow. I give full energy, and this is what I get? Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna talk like this the entire podcast. And hey guys, it's the self-proclaimed marvelous one. I'm not really that marvelous, but I like to pretend that I am.
He was riding high off of like this ultimate warrior energy, and then like Justin just took it away from him.
I don't know what that is.
So mean. He's the dude that comes out with the tassels and he
what
shakes
even
the
is
rope.
that?
That's ultimate warrior.
No, it's just okay. Justin just hates wrestling.
He had his own comic book.
So a wrestling thing then, right?
It is, but yeah. He had face paint.
Okay, well, a lot of things have their own comic book. That doesn't make them cool.
That's true, I guess.
Yeah, Squirrel Girl has a solo series right now.
Damn, that's a burn. I was listening to you guys talk about Squirrel Girl, and I never heard of her before.
Yeah.
I just like the actress. I don't really care about the character.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of which, speaking of furries, I've pretty much worked half my day wearing a giant cat head. I'm not even joking about that.
Story time.
Well, I don't know where we were selling it, but like one of my other coworkers was just in and had this box stuff we had to put away, and in it was like this big giant cat head, or more of a panther. And I was like, "Can I fit my head inside of this?" Yes, I can, with my glasses on. So pretty much, I was like helping customers while wearing a giant cat head. It was hilarious.
Wow, that sounds very professional. Although I can't say anything.
People loved it.
I was the Easter Bunny at my store when I worked at Walmart one year. And so, like, I did my whole Easter Bunny thing and then went around the store just, like, waving at kids and, like, you know, interacting with people. Just, like, I wasn't even supposed to be there that day, but I stayed late just, like, hanging around as the Easter Bunny because I was getting paid to do it. So why not?
Oh, man.
Yeah. What was weird, though, is that, like, I could clearly overhear somebody say, "What the fuck is up with a cat giving oil advice? What the fuck?" I just would not take it off. Nobody said anything. I took it off eventually because it was just too damn hot.
So I don't know if you guys
you should have gotten a picture. No one knows what you look like, so it could have been a fun thing to show off.
That's true, but I don't think pictures are
lame.
I don't know if you have this requirement down in the States, but here we have to do like 35 hours of community service in high school to graduate.
Oh.
And so one year I volunteer to be a mascot at some kind of like recycling convention. And I had to wear this like Binny, like the green bin like mascot, and it was like super small, and I'm like a huge guy, right? Even back in high school.
Wow.
And they had a fan in there that didn't work, and it was super hot. It was sticky. It was the worst experience I've ever had. I think it's up there. It was really bad, and I kept asking for help, but the guys who ran the show were just like, oh, ha, ha, ha. And they just slapped me on the back. I'm like, oh well, that's great. They just fuck them. God damn it.
So this was like a big like nuclear waste barrel basically that you were hiding inside of?
No, it was like a small like green bin, like rectangular green garbage bin.
Oh, it just went around your head.
No, it went around my whole body. Like it was a whole mascot suit.
Okay, I'm gonna picture you as a giant nuclear waste barrel because it's funnier to me.
Okay. You think that's funnier than like people that throw like garbage peels, like banana peels into and stuff?
Only if it's Mario Kart.
Mario
Ew.
Kart peels. Yeah, that wasn't fun. I asked them for more hours than what I actually served though, so it got me up to what I needed.
That works. But no, that sounds awful. Why would they? That's why Canada's so nice. You're obligated to do not customer service.
Community service.
What'd you call it? Community service. Thank you.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, I think this podcast is about video games, but I could be wrong.
Not giant cat heads.
This is just about mascot outfits. That's about it. So let's get into the video games we've been playing this week. Justin.
I'm not really going to help the thread of video games because I pretty much just played that game called Life this week. Not the board game called Life, like the actual, like, that was confusing. But I have a little anecdote, I guess, instead.
Sure.
I took my fiance to Kansas City over the weekend to go to a amusement park / like water park called Oceans of Fun and Worlds of Fun. It's a pretty well-known thing, but I don't know if they have it outside of Missouri. I just know of the one. But yeah, so we get up there and start on the amusement park side because she'd never ridden a roller coaster. And so it was like,
Really?
well, 28 years, time to ride one. So the one with the shortest line was a wooden roller coaster. And those aren't the best to go on as your first.
Yeah, those are terrible.
Yeah, but it was a little bit lower speed. I thought she might be able to handle it a little bit better. And like I said, it was the shortest line. It was all shaded. It was a nice thing to start early in the morning when it wasn't super hot yet. So we get on there and it's super rickety. And she was like analyzing all of the like structural points and stuff because
this is where I die.
Her dad worked.
Thing goes off.
Basically, her dad worked in insurance for years and just retired. And so like the reason that she never went on a roller coaster or anything was because of his his insurance background. Like, that's a liability. Like, we can't do those. So, father's daughter and all. So yeah, she did it. It was fine. And then we did another metal one. It was called Spinning Dragons, I think. And it basically it does a bunch of loop-de-loops and like the cart itself like turns around on the track as it goes,
yeah, that's cool.
which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It was really fun, actually. I hadn't been on it before. I hadn't been here in like 15 years, but yeah, that one was pretty cool. But by that time it was like about 1 o'clock and the ride was right next to a Panda Express kiosk thing that you can eat at. And so all of the Chinese food was like wafting at us in line. And it was just like, this is mean. This is like an hour-long line to get on this ride, and there's friggin' food just wafting in our faces. So we finished that up and went to go get lunch. But literally, like this day, they had a extreme heat advisory. It was probably like the hottest day of the year so far, and we were at an amusement park waiting in super hot lines. I did not burn though. My precious ginger skin was okay, surprisingly. But yeah, she got a little bit of heat stroke, so we went over to the water side and kind of relaxed in the lazy river for a little bit. And randomly, one of my friends that like I don't see very often because he lives about 2 hours away was also there that day.
Nice.
So I was like, hey, cool, we got to hang out together for the day, which was nice. Last year, I think we saw each other like once, and this year we're already going on 3 times. Plus, he's one of the groomsmen at my wedding, so we've got a few more times coming up. So that's nice. Yeah, so that was really fun. And then we get back to the hotel that night, which was also like super nice. The first one I wanted to do that was a lot closer got booked because I guess it was like a football game or something. I don't know, something sports ball related going on that night.
Season. There's no way it was a football game.
That's why I just said something sports ball. Chill. And like a concert, I think, and then like prime like water season and all this. So yeah, everything was full. So we just got like the one hotel that was available. And it's like a kind of a sweet setup. It was like a small apartment, basically. You walk into like a kitchen with like a full fridge and like a kind of a range. It wasn't quite like a full stove, but there was like two kind of range top, dishwasher. Like it was nice. Only there for like 10 hours maybe. But yeah, so after this like super hot like heat advisory day, suddenly it randomly starts like thunderstorming like crazy. And they had a bunch of movies to rent and stuff. So I was like, okay, we're not going to go anywhere. We're not going to do anything. Let's just go grab a movie. So I grabbed Spaceballs because it was all old stuff, and Spaceballs is fantastic. And we got about 10 minutes in, and the power in the hotel went out.
Oh, shit.
So it was out for about a minute or so. We saw some people outside, like, just standing in the rain, taking pictures of the lightning coming in, which, to each their own, I guess. But yeah, the power came back on, but it didn't turn the TV on or anything, and we're already in bed, so it's like, okay, I guess we're not watching Spaceballs tonight because I don't want to get up. So I was kind of bummed. Like 10 minutes into Spaceballs, the power goes out, but oh well. It was still a fun weekend. And then we went to this like dilapidated part of town on Sunday and saw like a bunch of antique stores, but most of them were closed down already because it was a super dilapidated part of town. That was kind of sad, but I love antique stores. You find the weirdest stuff.
Did you find a dilapidated boat there? Never mind. It's a thing.
Is it?
I'm sure Ben gets it.
Is it a wrestling thing?
No.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
You haven't seen the delete final deletion with the Hardy Boys?
No.
You call yourself a
No, I'm a bandwagoner when it comes to that shit.
Thomas is crazy. It's fine. Yeah, so that was kind of why I wasn't doing it. Oh, and then we got back on Sunday, and her dad had been building us a bed frame for like a few weeks now. And of course, the weekend we were gone, he's like, I'll have it done. You can pick it up sometime. So it's like, guess we're doing that when we get back on Sunday. It's like super exhausted from a weekend out and like, heat and everything. We had to get this bed frame in and put it all together. It's really nice. I'm not complaining. But it was super heavy, getting all that in, shift some things around in the bedroom to get the bed all on there. Take the old like box spring off and literally like sawed it apart to cut it down small enough so that the garbage people would take it on the trash day. That was fun. I've never like cut apart a bed frame before. And then I still had a midterm to take when we got back that I had to have done by midnight on Sunday. So yeah, my week has just been kind of like filled with life stuff. But I did try a little bit of a new game called Sundered today before the podcast. I got about an hour in. It's pretty cool. It's like a Metroidvania type, like roguelite, as they're called, because some elements are procedurally generated, but you do like preserve your character progress, things like that. But it has a beautiful art style. It's from the guys that did Jotun, which also had a really nice like artistic art style. But this has like hand-drawn backgrounds and like really smoothly animated, like kind of. They look hand-drawn, but they also have like kind of a polish to them. But it's all sprite art. There's some weird stuff to it though. Like the combat's pretty smooth. It is one-button combat, but there's some cool like you have like an up move and like a down smash and a little bit of variety there. But it's mostly just kind of like smash the button and kill everything. But because it is partially a roguelike, you basically go through and like there's these big rooms that have like small boxes of rooms kind of that make up them. And so whenever you get through, it's like your map stays like the general shape of that big box, but the rooms inside of that box will change. And you can go through and open up different like security gates and things like that to kind of give you progress further. But if you die, you start back at the same checkpoint that you were at. And as you kill things, you get like points that you can put into a huge skill tree that basically just kind of increases your health, armor recharge, things like that. There's some items and things on there, but most of that you actually get from the game, because it does have the same Metroidvania elements of like, you know, getting new abilities that make you stronger as you go. So that's all really cool. But the way it handles enemies is kind of strange, because you can literally just kind of like go around, like hop around the different areas, like drop down below platforms and stuff, and make it probably 2 or 3 rooms without seeing a single enemy. And then suddenly a bunch of them will just like drop from the floor above you, or like come in from the sides. And I guess that's just how roguelikes are, because I remember like Hive Jump is kind of similar to that. But because it's set up similar to a Metroidvania, where like the general structure of the map is the same, it feels weird to not have like enemies on the platforms when you get into the rooms. They literally just kind of fly in all at once. So you go from like 0 to like 15 in a matter of seconds, and suddenly you're like, you know, fighting all these things, and it's like, okay, they're all gone. I can continue on. And it almost feels like some of those old like beat 'em ups, you know, where you just kind of walk forward a few screens and then it stops you, and all the enemies coming from the side, you kill them all, and then it's like beep beep beep, continue, and you can just keep walking.
Yeah,
it's like that, but like in platformer form. And that's, I'm not a huge fan of that style, but I do like the game, and it's got a lot of heart to it. And like I said, just a beautiful art style that kind of keeps it going. It's not quite that Metroidvania type game that I want, but I think it'll tide me over until Samus returns. So that's pretty fun. I definitely recommend it. It's like, I think it's on sale right now on Steam, if it still is when you hear this, because it literally just came out either today or yesterday. I don't remember when.
I think it came out today. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
but I saw a video of it.
28th.
Looks pretty damn good.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And I think you'd probably like it more because you like those roguelikes more than I do. I just heard that it has the Metroidvania elements, and like it does actually have like stays the same, even though, you know, chunks of it are different. But it reminds me a little bit more of like 20XX, where you do kind of keep some progress as you go. And like the map is basically made up of like procedurally generated rooms, rather than the entire thing being different every time and having to essentially start over from 0 every time.
Yeah.
So it's got enough of it that I like it.
It's $20 Canadian, which is probably like 15 or something American.
I think it's 17.
17 American?
Actually.
All right.
I should know, but I don't.
Yeah, that looked really cool.
But that's all I got.
Most of what I saw from that was pretty much like a giant boss battle. Like, I know there's a lot of mini bosses around the map, but I saw a video of someone taking on one of the bosses, and it does scale really well.
I didn't get to that. There was like a room that I was in that was like you break an energy gate, and then it activates the defense sensors in that room, and you have to like fight off a bunch of things to try and get out of that room, because it like, you know, you can't get out of the door until everything's dead and there's no defense turrets or whatever attacking you.
Yeah.
And they just kept swarming me, and I couldn't get out of that room. I tried multiple times. But that's kind of one of those examples where it's like suddenly, you know, everything is on you, and you only have like, you have your health bar, your armor bar, and then you start with 1 slot for a health elixir. And of course, as you go, you get more slots for health elixirs. You know, all that stuff is in the skill tree. But it basically means that you're going through kind of like grinding for the whatever the, you know, power up material is called. I don't remember offhand. And then dying just so you can go back to the place where you get stronger. And that part's a little tedious to me, the grind of it.
All right, cool stuff. Ben.
I've been playing Splatoon 2 a lot. That's been fun. I'm still in casuals because you have to be level 10 to even touch ranked.
Same.
God damn it.
I think I'm like level 7 now. Yeah. I haven't tried touch rank yet.
No, you have to be level 10 to touch ranked. I haven't even touched Salmon, which is like, for some stupid reason that's only on certain days and certain hours. It's like, why? I don't understand this. I don't get it. I want to play it though. I haven't tried it, but Splatoon's still fun. I'm gonna tell you. You want to know how to spot a person who didn't play the first Splatoon?
They
don't work the area around the.
They don't work shit. I cannot tell you how many fucking times I will go through an area and they'll just unpainted. I'm just like, dudes. If I had voice chat, if there was actual voice chat, I would light it on fire. Like it's already on fire as it is, but it'd be on more fire. It would be like the kids are saying, it'd be lit. Look, your objective is to paint everything. That means paint everything. Paint around the base. Like there are huge stretches of map where like my fucking idiot teammates don't paint shit. I understand the center is what you want to fight for, but I cannot tell you how many battles, how many wars I've won because I did the outskirts. Paint inside the line, bitches. Paint inside the lines.
Paint outside the lines. Get more paint.
No.
See, the best way is to have like a well-coordinated team of 4 where, 2 people, I know, crazy idea. Where 2 people are like the attackers and 2 people are the painters. So they're going around painting everything while the others are just taking out all the others and having them, splat their color to help. So it's like, there is merit to killing things. Like, the whole game is not just painting the ground.
Yeah.
Because you kill them and they explode in the blast of paint.
So much unpainted. They leave so much unpainted.
It's gotten worse
over
the last week or so. A lot more people are rushing to the front and not staying behind. But I kind of just say that as a way of like, all right, they'll go kill everybody. I'll go paint everything behind them. And
yeah.
Right. You get to be MVP.
Yeah.
But 3 out of the 4 people, not me included, because I'm not an idiot, rush to the front. Dudes, flank them. Fan out. God, I wish I could yell commanding attacks in games. But it's still fun. The single player is still fun.
The only thing you can yell out is booyah. And that's pretty good.
They need a button map to just paint things, doofuses.
By the way, if I give a booyah, you fucking reply with a booyah. Don't leave me hanging. Yeah, so that's been fun. Despite my salt occasionally. Like, I don't mind when I lose in it, but like I'd rather win because that means I'm closer to ranked and they have different game modes. The single player is still fun. I haven't beaten it yet. I'm in the 3rd world now, so that's a thing. Oh yeah, and I've also been playing DMC Devil May Cry, aka the best Devil May Cry game starring Dante from the Devil May Cry series.
Noise.
Yes. Contrary to popular belief, I love this game. Because this game
really you like this game? I didn't realize.
I love this game. This game gets a lot of hate, and my best friend Mr. Dragon is a huge Devil May Cry fan. And I remember the war of words we had between, what they call "quote unquote" Dante because of the new character. Like, look, old school Dante is just as fucking ridiculous and just as much of an asshole as the new. Well, I don't think they're gonna do any future iterations of DMC Dante, but
of old
Dante is kind of an asshole. Like when you look at him and you hear what he does,
he's more of an asshole in the older games than he is in the newer one.
Exactly, and like people like don't like this new one for whatever.
And he had worse hair. Yeah,
I love it. I played it on PS3 when it came out. And I liked it. It was very fun. But again, on PC, it's on full 60 frames per second. It flows better. You know what I love about it, though, is the combat. It is so free. You can try anything, and more than often than not, it'll work. Like, if you wanted to, you can just be dumb and button mash. But the game rewards you when you, like, extend combos and, bring in other weapons and jump to the air and use your guns. It's so rewarding, and there's nothing better than when you hear the announcer go, "Savage!" because you got, the S rank. It's so rewarding. And I will say, the story, Dante himself is not the greatest character, although I think, like, if you just played the first level, you only get the snarky asshole, but as you play more of the game, you understand why he's like that, and then he becomes more easy, but he's still sort of that, I'm a badass, so what? Like the original Dante was, because that's what he was. He's just an original, I'm a badass, so what?
I'd
but
say
what
there's
scares
more
me,
range in the new one, Like, he's not just an asshole. Like, you come to understand him a bit, and he evolves a little bit.
In the new one? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What I find terrifying about how the story is how like real it is. Not necessarily about the whole the demons thing, but how like, you know,
The media?
certain aspects of the media are trying to corrupt people with their one-way political views. Certain, you know, surveillance cameras everywhere, the populace being sort of drugged. It's a very hard-on commentary on social life, on life in current day culture, which I think is interesting.
It's even more relevant now than it was back then.
Oh, definitely. Like I played and I was like, God, and I kept whispering like this game was telling the future. This game knew Trump would win. This game knew, but I still love it.
Timeline.
Exactly. I still think Virgil's a cool character. I still think Dante himself's a cool character. I love when you go to limbo and things start changing around you, and you have to platform your way through. Really cool platforming stuff. It's still over the top DMC, and the combat is still fun. It's not like things got neutered. Literally, the only thing that was changed is the aesthetics. And if you don't like that, that's fine. But don't say it's a bad game, because it's a really well-made video game. Like, really well done. I haven't beaten it yet. I'm right at the mission, rather, where I'm going to go fight corrupted Bill O'Reilly, or Bob Barvis, I think his name is in the game. And I remember that boss fight being great.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, I will never forget the succubus exchange between Dante and the succubus. Fuck you, Dante. Fuck you. No, fuck you. I love that exchange. It's so dumb. It's so juvenile, but I can't help but laugh. It doesn't take itself too seriously. It knows when to be serious just enough in terms of the political commentary and social commentary. And the combat is just fun, man. It's a fun video game. You can skip the cutscenes if you want and just play a fun video game.
But is it fun?
It's fun. It's really fun. And people are idiots for hating on this game for no good reason. I think that's it. I played some more Sonic CD. I'm almost at the end of that, but I'm probably going to replay it because I want to get the good ending. And apparently to get the good ending the right way is to use the past and future mechanic and all kinds of bullshit. But without a atrocious level design, that ain't happening. I ain't doing that. So I'm just going to probably replay the game and try to get all the time zones with Chaos Emeralds. And that's how you automatically get the good ending. So I'm probably going to do that, but I don't know when. That's all I've been playing, though.
All right. I've been playing more Splatoon, like you. I find that the Splat dualies are like my go-to favorite weapon for that one. I just like
they're fun, especially the dodge.
Yeah, the dodge roll really helps out. Like when there's someone with a roller coming at me, I can just dodge out of the way and shoot them. I'm starting.
You can roll away.
You can roll away. I'm falling for that trick where people just hide in the paint now and just wait till you come by and then they pop up and kill you. I'm so pissed off whenever that happens. And there's even an ability that on one of the clothing where it makes them like invisible when they move through the paint. So that's great. Yeah,
that seems broken.
Yeah, it pisses me off a lot. But I need to play smarter, not harder. I don't know. I've basically just been buying all the items that I can, like the shirts and stuff, and I just swap through them when I unlock them. Need to see what ranked is all about once I get to level 10. Yeah, but I've been killing it with the Splat dualies. Anything else, I usually just get owned. And I've been playing some WWE Tap Mania. I just wanted to talk about that real quick because they changed up the way that game plays now. So like over the past weekend when Battlegrounds was over, they had this event, and apparently people have been going up to like the highest rank level, so like 9,999. And so the developers for that game like changed everything up, so they made the game a lot harder now, and they actually make it so that your main character can actually do damage. They want that part, like they want you actually tapping to be part of the game. Remember a few weeks ago where I was like, yeah, I don't even have to tap anymore. My guy's just so high level. Like, I'm breaking in all this money. And then it's like, these developers are like, nope, sorry. So, yeah,
But you have to actually play the game that you want to play?
Yeah. I like the managing parts of those games, right? Like, managing all my assets. But So that sucks. They gave everybody a bunch of money in currency though, so you can buy card packs. Yeah, not a whole lot much is happening over on my end here. Getting back into Horizon, enjoying that. Combat, I'm actually learning how to use the combat properly now, so I'm using all the weaknesses like the fire and the ice and smashing off people's, or not people's, but dinosaurs' weaknesses. Getting more into the story. It's a weird story. It's getting into like corporations are making self-thinking robots that can replicate themselves, and that's kind of what led to the downfall to civilization. So I'm trying to learn like what exactly happened and how we can try to revert back.
Speaking of, I saw there was a company that was working on like an artificial intelligence program, but they canceled it because the artificial intelligence program created its own language.
Oh shit!
And they're like, yeah, no, this is scary. We got to stop this. That's kind of amazing.
That's scary. Like, I hope if Google, like, I think out of everyone, Google would have like the thing that ends humanity. You know?
Yeah, I don't remember what company it was right now, actually.
Oh man, that sounds scary. So yeah, just a bunch of that. Yeah, I guess that's it. I haven't really been playing too much else. I've been mostly watching New Japan Pro Wrestling. That's about it. G1 Climax.
We've got some stuff coming though. We've been planning out some more video content type stuff because we've kind of been slacking there.
Yeah, you could say it's a wait in time.
What?
I mean, we can just talk about it. Like me and Ben are doing some Hat in Time on Monday.
You know, I spent a total of 5 minutes of thinking that up, and you just ruined my 5 minutes. Thank you, Justin.
You just ruined my 5 minutes. The name of Ben's sex tape. Yep. Boom. Nailed it.
If that ever happens, I'm totally naming it. That.
But no, we're gonna do some Hat in Time on Monday. It'll probably be up by the time you hear this.
That's what she said.
And then it's, I think, me and Thomas, because it sounds like Globe probably won't be available unless we do it later in the afternoon, are going to be streaming some Doom, so that'll probably be available. I don't know if it's just going to be on Twitch or if it's also going to be uploaded.
You can always put up the archive.
Yeah, that'd be good. Because, they had the multiplayer update that we talked about last week. So we wanted to check that out. I tried it for a little bit, like literally one practice match before the stream started, just to kind of figure out what it is. And that's Doom. That's multiplayer Doom, pretty much. But yeah, and then we're talking about doing we're trying to figure out the logistics. If you guys have any ideas, let us know. But we're talking about doing like a dual Let's Play of Resident Evil 6. Like basically me and Ben doing a campaign, and then like Thomas and Lowe doing a campaign, and then like back kind of, reversing like that, or just each pair of us going through the whole game and kind of comparing, how well each one does. We don't really know yet. But yeah, we're working on some stuff, so there'll be more to talk about soon.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah, we've been trying to figure that out.
Wanted to get that out there early.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've still been trying to get us to do like a video, like a movie commentary for Cool Runnings ever since Ben brought that up like weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
Well, we actually talked about it on Charged Up on Wednesday, doing possibly a commentary of Kingsman. So we could have like a series of just video commentaries.
The first Kingsman.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good movie. I would be down for that for sure.
Yeah.
I still haven't released the 3 commentaries I've done with my friends, so it's like because I'm waiting to get enough to get a steady flow going. But
you gotta have a steady flow.
Give it up. It's Bob Sup Time. Let's move on.
All right.
Give it up. Hat in Time. Brought it back. Didn't even take me 5 minutes.
That's what she said.
All right, let's move on into the news here, guys. I'm moving this ship along.
Newsy news tune. A newsy news tune.
All right.
There you go.
Did you press the button? I swear to God, it sounded like you had a soundboard ready to go. That didn't sound real.
I should. That'd be way easier. I'm lazy.
I can just play the file.
This is my mouth. My mouth is always ready to go. Wink.
Speaking of your mouth always ready to go, There's a game on Steam that got removed for being too pornographic.
That's where you took that? All right.
What? That's like that.
I wasn't
so
sure what you were going
perfectly.
with there. That's what she said.
Your mouth fits perfectly with this news article.
There it is.
Okay, if you guys don't know, House Party was kind of like a jank game. #jank. It was too pornographic, but basically what in this game, what you do is you walk around this house party, talking to a bunch of different people. You can get quests and stuff from them, but the main goal is to like get the people to like undress and like whip out your dick and like do sexy times with people.
Oh, I heard about that. There's like a dick whip button.
Yep.
Like a dedicated dick whip button.
It's great.
That's fun to say, actually. So I'll say it together, class. Dedicated dick whip button.
Yes. So the developers of the game, I think they're called Eek. They said that it's meant to be a satirical game. It's like consistent with like their tone of like their development studio and their blogs and whatever else they have going on. Even their Patreon is saying that they're making satirical games, kind of like in the same way of Leisure Suit Larry. That's their like inspiration, which is a really bad inspiration, by the way.
Yeah. But I still do kind of question this, because there's plenty of games that are arguably just as bad as this, like GTA 5, for example, which is still one of the best-selling games out there every week, has a strip club in it where you can, pay the strippers to get entirely naked. And there's like the visual novel games, like I don't know about that new Dream Daddy thing because it's dumb and I don't care.
There are no. I can actually give experiences. I am playing a visual novel right now. I didn't want to bring it up because Justin wants to shame me every time. I'm playing a visual novel that if you buy it off of Steam, it is a censored version. But if you buy it on the PS Vita or like directly from the website itself, I think you get the full-on anime booby and titties. I mean, that's the same thing, and booty and titties. So it's like, it's not without precedence that certain games won't. That Steam has a precedent of blocking stuff like this that are strictly pornographic.
True, GTA, but there's still others that are gratuitous. I said, I don't know about the whole.
GTA also makes millions of dollars. And
but is that where you draw the line? It makes us enough money that we accept.
Yes. Justin, don't be naive. Money revolves everything. If GTA didn't make the rock hard
money, the rock hard cash,
exactly, rock hard cash, so many euphemisms as it does, I guarantee you it would have been pulled. But because it's such a money generator, it's like, well, fuck it, we're not going to touch it because we can't. They can't. They know they can't. They know they get if they try to pull GTA off of their store list, they're going to get doxxed. They're going to get hacked or some stupid shit's going to happen. And they don't, and it will also hurt them financially because I guarantee you a lot of people probably buy GTA 5 when it's on sale.
Well, all I'm saying is that they should have the same standards across the board. So I'm calling it right here and right now. Dicks out for House Party.
We should do a House Party stream. Although that could get us banned from Twitch, and I don't want to get banned from Twitch.
Stream it on YouTube.
Stream it for patrons.
Stream it for patrons. I saw
at the $69 level.
Exactly. I saw a video of this, and it kind of just like, I don't know, it doesn't look as pornographic as like those visual novels are. Like, you can also have a censor mode in the game as well. So,
if it's just a toggle, so that like you choose whether to have the dedicated dick whip button, or if it's just like a unzip your pants button, like the suggestion is still there.
Yeah, I don't know how far that game goes in the sexually explicit content. like I don't know if there are like characters actually having sex and you can like see it and stuff like that. But from what
It
I've
says
seen,
you can freely touch other characters or remove their clothes.
yeah, it doesn't say anything about penetration or anything like that. Like it's not hardcore.
Right.
It's not an AO game. At least I don't think it is. I don't
Which
know.
there are some of those.
Yeah, like Hatred, for example. I think that's an AO and it's selling on Steam. But there was like a whole controversy about that. You can't stream that on Twitch. That should be a series. You can't stream that on Twitch.
I mean, there are like the guidelines of like not, like games Twitch doesn't allow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't stream Honey Pop on Twitch because of the
I'm sure that's selling on
nudity.
Steam.
Although that's on
Steam too.
Although that's on Steam too, yeah.
Yep.
Like, that's why this is so dumb. It's like, where do you?
Well, there's only because I'm looking at the article. I'm not seeing anything mentioning of it, but like the general rule with nudity, and we talked about this on our other show, Justin and I do, but that boobs are okay, but like the second you show like genitalia, that's when it's like, okay, you can't do anything. Because even Honey Pop doesn't show genitalia. Honey Pop just pretty much just shows boobs.
Rust does. Rust shows dicks all.
Yeah.
All dicks.
So does that Conan game.
Okay, I'm fucking stupid then. All right, never mind. Argument defeated.
I just remembered the Conan one because that's new. And I guarantee if that Game Grumps game had some Dream Daddy Dong in it, like they'd allow it because it's it's something that gets them money.
Yeah, I'm sure it just like it got reported enough so that Steam had to do something about it. I'm not entirely sure, but it's just it's a double standard, like they're supporting all these other games on their system, but they ban others for no real reason.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they don't even say what the pornography in the game is. It's just that there's been multiple complaints. So I guess it's because people are complaining about the game, not necessarily anything on Steam's side.
Yeah.
So it's like, if no one complains about the nudity in the game, it's fine. Like, they don't actually moderate that stuff themselves. They just react to what people tell them. So then it's just on a game-by-game basis, and that's not fair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's still selling on itch.io, though, if anyone's interested in checking this thing out.
Is that how you pronounce it? Oh, God.
What, you say itch.io? I mean,
yeah,
that's acceptable, but it's itch.io.
It's easier.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, oh, okay. I could change my nickname from the marvelous one to the stupendous one.
I'll take the marvelous one over.
Marvelous one.
Yep.
All right, so we got some Final Fantasy 15 news here. Apparently, the multiplayer mode has been revealed. Everybody, the well-awaited multiplayer mode for Final Fantasy 15 is here. It actually looks kind of cool. If I had some friends that had the game, like I might want to check that out. But I mean,
I have the game. I don't have PlayStation Plus right now, but I have the game.
Yeah, I have it on
the Season Pass.
I have it on Xbox though, so that's my fault.
Oh, yeah, that's your problem then.
So yeah, there's a new mode called Comrades. It's holding a beta test from August 3rd to the 8th. Comrade. You'll be able to create your own.
You Lowe's Russian accent.
I know, it's so good. He always whips out his Russian accent when we're playing Battlegrounds, and I love it. It's great.
Yeah, it's pretty great. But he would read this whole article in a Russian accent, and it would be amazing. We miss you, Lo. Come back.
You'll be able to create your own custom character. You can join 3 others. Characters can be customized with different clothing options, which I hope is better than what's in the game for the main characters, because that was one of my complaints, is that you can't dress them up pretty enough.
They don't show much in the pictures here.
Yeah, that's a thing I'm just holding out for. You can get different weapons such as katanas, crossbows, shurikens, shields, and there's new moves with those weapons. So that's all the information that was in the article. Seems kind of cool. I wish I had some friends that.
But it's basically a multiplayer version of the game.
Yeah, they didn't say anything about like maps, like if it's going to just use the same map. I assume it would, like that one open area. Before it gets into the more closed off stuff.
Probably.
Yeah.
I imagine it does, and it's just like they, pick where, because there's a lot of open area in that game, so they could have plenty of quests just be in areas that you probably never even went to.
Mm-hmm. There's going to be like different questing and stuff like that.
That's the game's outposts.
Yeah.
Specify.
No real other
It's cool,
opinions on that. Just it's cool.
It's just
there's a global beta running from August 3rd to the 8th for those that do have it.
it's
Comes with the season pass.
Sorry, it's not the full
beta.
thing, but yeah, right. I'm just saying those that do have the season pass can actually try out the, this mode August 3rd to 8th. Even though it's not everything that will be in the final version, but it's a chance to see it.
I never thought I'd be interested in a multiplayer anything for Final Fantasy, but this seems kind of cool.
Yeah.
Ben, you were gonna say something that completely dismisses.
You echoed my sentiments. It's weird to associate multiplayer with Final Fantasy because I'm just used to the few Final Fantasy games I've played. Just used to being just locked in your room and occasionally eating a chicken pot pie or a hot pocket every once in a while.
But I mean, there are multiple MMOs in the series now, so.
I mean, yeah, but like I don't consider them Final Fantasy games in name only. God,
14's a legit good game. It bothers me that it's a numbered entry, but it is a good.
Okay, one, never said it wasn't a good game. Two, it just doesn't. When I think of Final Fantasy, I think of a certain archetype, and an MMO is not that. Like it has a lot of the aesthetics of Final Fantasy, but it's just not. So it's just weird to me.
What about Crystal Chronicles?
Not a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah, there's multiple of them. They're called Final Fantasy.
I mean, it has a name only. That's like saying Pocket Fighter is just the same as Street Fighter 2 when it's not. It's an offshoot.
But it's in this whatever. It's in the series. That's all I'm saying.
Right, but it's not what it's not the core of what it is. So it's like it's not the same.
I was gonna say this earlier, but I forgot. Thomas, this is pretty much directly to you. I feel like Ben is our Dan Reichert. Like he has the weirdest, like, out there opinions, but he's so lovable.
I don't think he's out there.
But like, keep him around.
I think Dan is a little more
never
Dan.
agreed.
Like he's not full Dan. He's like half Dan.
I don't even know what they're talking about. I'm just saying that I hope people are happy. I hope it's good. It's weird to associate multiplayer with Final Fantasy because it was such a single player franchise for the longest time. I don't consider Final Fantasy offshoots or MMOs to be considered part of the core series. Yes, they're not the MMOs are numbered, but they're not the same in terms of that experience.
I see where you're coming from.
It's not that.
I see where you're coming from. I don't care about the franchise enough to get into like a heated debate about it.
Yeah,
right.
Like I agree with your
sentiment,
your sentiments. Thank you.
I don't know.
I suck with words. I agree with your sentiments, but I'm just acknowledging they are numbered entries, so they are Final Fantasy. Like that is canon to the series. I just hate that it is.
Yes.
So yeah.
All right. Bring it on, Realm Reborn haters. I don't hate the game. I love it because I like all the seeing all the pictures and all the pretty waifus. Like I like seeing all that. It's just like it's not the same to me. That's all.
It shouldn't be numbered.
But I hope it's good. I hope it's good.
Speaking of Final Fantasy 15, they're bringing in the car, the Regalia, into Forza Horizon 3 on Xbox One.
Which is actually kind of cool.
Like the number one thing you wanted to do in that game is drive that car. Well, now you could do it in this other video game we have.
I mean, it's a really cool car, and that's a neat crossover idea.
Does it play Stand By Me when you're driving the entire track?
They should just add that track in the game in Forza.
No, they should just have you be able to still do like the Final Fantasy soundtracks like you can in the game.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I like it would be cool to also bring in over those decals and like to customize the car like that. That'd be sweet.
Decals,
decals, same thing.
Decals.
I've never heard it pronounced decals.
Yeah, neither have I. That sounds like you're trying to pronounce decimals, but you're drunk.
Decals. Yeah. I don't know.
Let me touch them decals, girl.
Yeah, but I think it'd be cool if they include the decals. I got this game for my Windows PC. I wonder if it'll bring over onto the PC. But if not, I could just download the game for my Xbox, which would be cool.
No, I want to go back real quick. Have you just never said that word out loud? Like you're just like, oh, this is probably how it's pronounced.
When I pronounce words, I flip between all the different type of variations of the word, like data. I was gonna say Dota, but that's not right. But there's like a third variation that's never used, but I use it, and I can't remember what it is right now.
Okay.
It's just the way I talk. Like how Ben's like,
Gotcha.
like just rambles on and like mushes his words together. I do that too. Like I do that all the time.
Okay, cool. Just wondering. I mean, it's not a common word, but who boy, that was wrong.
Unless you're a car person.
True.
And
Then it
then
probably
yelled at
is.
by all the car people. Speaking of cars, we got a Need for Speed Payback
Ciao.
customization trailer. There wasn't.
Oh, we're not talking about the Disney Pixar franchise cars. I'm sad now.
Never.
I saw Kotaku float around an article saying that Cars 2 is a good movie. Now, like I haven't seen any of the Cars movies, but I know that one's generally hated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kotaku's dumb though. They just want the clicks. They're like, "Hey, people hate this game. We're gonna put out a positive article so people will see what we're talking about."
I hope you don't say that when I eventually write for Kotaku. Well, I mean, you will.
I mean,
hope
your
you say
articles
that.
will
Never
just
mind.
be about waifus. So
Probably,
Waifus.
yeah. If I get paid to write about
Waifu.
waifus, that'd be awesome.
They're fantasy wives, not crackers.
Mm-hmm. Here's my wafer, Lucina.
Here's my dream Uncle Cracker. I don't know. I was trying to think of an Uncle Cracker joke, but it just didn't come naturally, so I forced it, and now it's awkward.
I mean, Uncle Cracker forces himself into enough things. It's fine.
Wow.
It's not wrong.
All right, let's
Cannot
bring
make this shit up.
let's bring it back to Need for Speed.
Yeah.
This trailer here, I didn't really see too much out of the trailer itself, but from the article I read, it's more about like there's no real announcement for the Switch version yet. They don't know if they're really planning on doing it. They say that there's no reason not to. So like horsepower isn't like stopping them from doing it. This is not on their plate right now.
I kind of hate it when companies say that. Like,
Yeah.
it's not something they're even considering because they just like basically laugh it off. It's like, yeah, I could probably run on it, but meh, we're not gonna bother.
The way the Switch is selling, I assume like people are gonna start trying to put stuff on.
Yeah.
there.
It's gonna change soon. Because I didn't put it on here, but there was some sales numbers announced recently, and it's already, I think it's sold almost 5 million
Yeah, about 5
in
million,
the what is it, 4.5 months it's been out.
yeah. Mhm.
And Zelda has like an 80% attach rate. Mario Kart has a 60% attach rate, I think, and which basically means like number of games to consoles sold, basically. Because I don't remember the actual numbers, so it's an easier number to remember.
Yeah.
And ARMS has already sold like 1.6.
It's outsold Street Fighter 5.
Yeah, it's like 1.6 million or something like that in
Wow.
the 2 weeks since this report was done. For a new IP, like an untested new IP, it sold like 1.6 million in 2 weeks. That's insane. The Switch can't be stopped. And these games like this aren't even considering it. That's
Yeah.
just short-sighted.
One cool thing I did see in that trailer though was that they basically had Dom's charger, and he did the whole wheelie thing when the character drove in the car. I was like, I was nodding my head to that.
I think that's one of the platinum cars. It's like the pre-order thing, I think, because it says Dodge Charger RT 1969 as one of the 5 cars in that pack.
Mm-hmm.
Which is annoying. They have like supercars hidden away in a pre-order bonus, but whatever.
All the hot games are doing that.
I know, but that's a lot. Like in a game that's all about the car selections, it's like 5 primo cars locked away.
Yeah.
Well, 4 and the Golf. Nobody really cares about the Volkswagen Golf. Let's be honest.
Let's be real for 1 second.
But no, the customization still looks great. It looked great in the original trailer, and like it's just really impressive. You can basically kind of do different things on each part of the car. You don't have to just do one paint job and some decals.
Decals?
No. It sounds like currency.
I'll trade you 5 decals for 1 decal.
That sounds like a good deal.
All right. THQ Nordic is coming to Gamescom. They're going to show off 8 games there, 2 of which have not been announced yet.
Just insane.
So the games that they've been showing off, we've talked a little bit about one of these. They're going to be showing off Elex RPG Battle Chaser Night War, Spellforce 3.
Which looks great.
Aquanox Deep Descent, Wreckfest, The Guild 3, and Darksiders 3 is not going to be there, which is unfortunate.
Either they're hard at work or it's not coming.
Yeah, I think
because I know people didn't take that release trailer too well.
Really? I'm surprised. I thought we were pretty positive on that.
Yeah, but we're positive on most things actually.
Yeah.
We just want stuff to come out. We're not editors or reviewers or anything. Like, these games aren't our lives. We just, we're enjoyers of entertainment. So I think we're a little more lenient on stuff than a lot of people are.
All right, and the other 2 games that haven't been announced yet, one of them is described as a Kung Fu-inspired post-apocalyptic RPG, which sounds kind of cool,
wacky.
But I want to see something from that.
Like, I was into it until the Kung Fu part, because I love post-apocalyptic RPGs, but I don't really want to go around as Drunken Master in the nuclear wasteland.
Yeah, I don't know what that really means. Like,
right.
I don't know.
Kind of weird.
And the other thing they have here announced is it's a well-known, mysterious, and horrific installment in a already existing series.
So something THQ still owns, like from when they became, when Nordic bought THQ.
Yeah.
Do you know their catalog very well?
Most of their stuff was licensed from what I remember. I can't.
Because I don't really know, I don't know what THQ is really. Like,
Darksiders.
I know Darksiders just because they have that one. Like, I know that because they already announced a 3rd one, but I didn't know that before that.
Yeah, but it's not Darksiders because they would have said it already.
Right.
Yeah, it's weird.
But
I don't get it.
I don't know what they would own that's well known and no one has figured out.
I'm trying to see if there's anything here that I can look at.
Yay for Google.
I don't know. It just shows
Google
shows
has the
me
answers.
Darksiders and Company of Heroes. That's all that I can see here.
Really?
Are you smarter than a 5th grader? See, there's like all this stuff. Avatar is all licensed. Big Mutha Truckers. That's what it's gonna be.
Alan Wake?
No, they don't own them. At IP.
They distributed Alan Wake in 2011.
That's weird because that was like Microsoft and Remedy.
I don't know. It's on here.
Home Alone, Hot
The
Wheels.
Vanishing of Ethan Carter, also distribution. So I assume that's like a publishing deal.
Peter Pan, Ratatouille. I don't know, Red Faction.
Legend of K?
Rugrats. See, these are all licensed properties. They were mostly known for, oh, you know what it could have been? It could be Stalker. You guys ever played this?
I don't know what that is.
You never played those games?
At this point when you realize THQ didn't have anything outside of licensing games, and the one franchise that they had ultimately sputtered out at the end because they went bankrupt.
They had Saints Row for a while there.
But they Deep Silver has that now, don't they?
Yeah, when they were dying off, they sold off all their IPs, right? So
yeah.
Oh,
the only one that matters
games,
is
the WWE games. There you go. Get some wrestling.
Yeah, those are bad. Those are legit bad.
There's Painkiller.
No, that could be. That
was a thing.
Thomas the Tank Engine.
I guess they still own Red Faction, but I think
when was the
there was a new one of those that wasn't THQ. I think.
I don't know. I think it might be Stalker. That's the only one that I can think of. It's kind of like Fallout, but European made, I think. Yeah, it's like Fallout.
Maybe.
But it's set in Russia.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
You never heard of Russia?
Russia. Come on.
Sarah Palin can see it from her house, my dude. That is such a 10-year-old joke, by the way.
Yeah.
God, it's been like 10 years. Jeez.
Yeah, it's been 10 years. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm confused about this Alan Wake thing. Developed by Remedy Entertainment and published by Microsoft Studios.
Yeah, Alan Wake isn't available to buy anymore.
Because the
can't buy it
licensing and
digitally.
the audio. That's why.
Why no?
Yeah.
I'm just confused what...
Maybe they distributed it, so like maybe they just handled like getting the game to the store, like distribution lines.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. Okay, that's probably it. Never mind then.
I think it's going to be Stalker, unless they sold that off already.
Okay, let's call it
Yeah.
Stalker.
Just
You heard it
port
here.
Darksiders to the Switch already. I'll buy it a 5th time.
Speaking
I
of,
mean, that Wii U version is probably easy to port.
speaking of THQ games, there's going to be a THQ game in the Xbox Games with Gold this August. So
That
yeah,
works, I guess.
there's a couple of games here that look pretty good for this month's services for Xbox Games with Gold and PlayStation Plus games. So we got Slime Rancher here for Xbox One, Trials Fusion,
Which is great.
Bayonetta, Xbox 360 Back Compat, and then Red Faction Armageddon. That's the one I was getting at with THQ. And Rumbo for Xbox One. So I think this is
Here's
a
the
pretty
problem
good
with
line.
Bayonetta. The Xbox 360 version of Bayonetta is the inferior version, so why would you play that?
Was it? I thought I played it. It was fine.
It on PS3 and PS and Xbox 360. I mean, technically 360 runs better, but when you see what and this is sad, but when you see what the Wii U does with Bayonetta 1, it's like, how the hell were they able to do this and not on another console? It's
When it
weird.
initially came out,
But
it
do the
was-
backwards compatible games run better? Like, have you noticed?
They say, I think they've said that they try
They
to
say-
improve them, like make it like a higher frame rate, but I'm not entirely sure.
Because that could fix those problems, possibly.
Yeah, a lot of the problems that Bayonetta had on the other consoles was its frame rate issues.
Yeah, there's a little bit.
I
of
didn't know
slowdown.
Grow Up was available right now. Did you pick up Grow Up?
Grow Up. Yeah, I've already picked that up. I haven't played it yet. I heard
It's
that
so
was-
good. I love Grow Home. I haven't played Grow Up, but it's more of the same.
Why is an early access game on? That's so weird to
That's
me.
what I was wondering. Is it still early access or is it out yet?
It's the article says it's the first-person sim game where you manage to farm adorable slime creatures. It's been early access for some time. Oh, it comes out August 1st. Okay, so by August 1st, it will not be. Okay, I'm done.
Okay,
Gotcha.
that's kind of cool. It's like their initial like 1.0
Yeah.
release.
Fucking.
I'll have to get back into it. 'Cause I've been trying to kind of play it every few months just to see what they change.
Yeah,
It looks cute.
But
I've seen.
it's so good.
I liked what I played.
Streams of slime.
Yeah.
It's just not enough. I need a story to play a game like that. I don't have time to just freaking torture cute little animals.
Yeah. I remember a while back I did a stream of Slime Rancher where I used Face Rig to be like a slime character. And I was like playing the game as a slime. It was really fun.
Nice. There's PlayStation Plus games for August is going to be Assassin's Creed Freedom Cry, which is one of the games I don't really remember all that much.
It was a standalone DLC for Assassin's Creed 4.
Oh, is
Or
that
Black
the one where
Flag.
you play as like Kiwame or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty
I've
cool.
heard it's good. I
think-
haven't played it.
I've actually played that game, and there's so many Assassin's Creed games I just forget which ones I've already played.
Right.
I mean, it stops after 3, so I mean,
No, because 3 sucked.
There's like
Well, that's
6
what it
other
stops
games
at.
after that.
I don't believe you.
But it gets better after 3. That's the point.
Yeah. Anyways, we also got Downwell for PlayStation 4 and the Vita, Just Cause 3, which I've had on my PC for a while, but I just never got around to playing it. Snake
Downwell's
Ball.
a really fun game.
Snakeball Super Motherload for PlayStation 3 users and level 22 Vita. What's Downwell? Because I've heard about it, but I've never played it.
It's like an arcadey game where you're literally going down a well. It's kind of like a bullet hell, but instead of horizontally, it's vertically.
Okay, is there a story?
Think about it that way. Not really. It's just really fun and addictive to play it.
All right,
That sounds like a typical PS Plus free game.
Yeah,
it's really good though. My dad has it for his Vita, and I would play it on his Vita, and it was just like it's one of those games where like you could pick it up for like half an hour, get your fulfillment, put it away, come back a couple days later, still get that same fulfillment. It's one of those.
Fair enough. I don't know. The only one that like Just Cause 3 makes me like actually kind of want to get PlayStation Plus again. But I mean, for the cost of PlayStation Plus, I could find that game on PC way cheaper, so it's still not really worth it to me. But that is that's a retail game that's relatively new. I think it was like 2015 or something.
Last year? I think it was last year.
I don't know. They're finally getting better at their PS4 PlayStation Plus releases is the point.
Yeah. They're actually increasing the price over in Europe.
Yeah, I saw that.
Can't remember by how much, but it's increasing over there, so it might creep over here.
Might happen over here again too. Although it just happened like a year and a half ago or so, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Sims 4 is confirmed for Xbox One and PlayStation 4. If you missed that on PC, you can pick that up there. The announcement.
If you want an inferior version.
Yeah.
Probably.
People still play this.
Sims is still big. It's a sleeper hit.
It's so weird.
4 has never reached the heights of 3.
No.
But like I put Sims 4 on Brooke's computer, and she played it for a little while, and was like, "Can you put Sims 3 back on here? I like it more."
See, I get the fascination with Sim City, but like Sims is just like, why though?
I don't think I've played.
I like The Sims, but mostly just from the house building angle. I don't really like. I'll put all this work into building a house and creating characters and stuff, and then I'll start playing it, and I'm like, I'm bored. I'm gonna create a new house.
I don't think I've played one since the first game, and even then, like I didn't have too many expansions.
So many expansions.
Yeah, the announcement came from recent rumors that was being released for Xbox One. Fans could look forward to periodic game updates and extra content releases. So that's probably just going to be like paid DLC.
Probably.
And content packs. I can't imagine.
But they still haven't even gotten like the features of Sims 4 back to where Sims 3 was when they released Sims 4. So I feel like they shouldn't really be focusing on the future of the game until they can actually get like things that were in the basically it bothers me that like they had all this stuff in Sims 3 and they started over. Like when Sims 4 released, it didn't have babies, it didn't have pools. It was missing, like, you couldn't die, I think. Like there were no ghosts or anything in the game. Like there was so many like fundamental things that had been even since like the original Sims that weren't in it yet. And yeah, they released that stuff in free patches, but now like the DLC that's been released is like, pets and like nightlife and like the same stuff they've put in every other expansion for every other game. It's like you keep paying for the same expansive content.
Yeah, if they were
just in a new game.
If they were to do right, they should do free DLC for this game.
Yeah.
If they want to keep it going. Otherwise,
at least until they get it to the point where Sims 3 was at the end.
Yeah.
Come up with new ideas.
That's too difficult.
Right.
New ideas.
If Maxim still did all this stuff, Maxis. What was the company? Maxis. That's right.
Yeah.
Maxim is the magazine. If Maxis was still doing this stuff, they would have been better about it. But EA is just.
You guys ever play that weird game made by Maxis? I can't remember what it was called, but you played as a driver and you were driving around from objective to objective, kind of like a Crazy Taxi kind of thing. But you also had like guns on it. It was called Sim something.
That doesn't sound like a sim game.
Yeah, I don't know what.
That sounds like Twisted Metal.
It was kind of like.
I think you're thinking of Twisted Metal.
No, Max's car game. I'm just googling.
Sim Theft Auto.
Streets of Sim City. That's what it was called.
I've never heard of this.
It made in 1997. But yeah, that's what that game was. I had a demo of it like from PC Gamer or something. It was weird.
That's when they were doing all kinds of weird ones. They had like Sim Ant and Sim Earth and just like terrible games that all kind of like were in that Sim universe. Before, like I think that was around when they did SimCity 2002, which was kind of weird.
Yeah,
because it had like that isometric, like 2.5D feel to it.
The whole point of this game, Streets of SimCity, was that you could create your own map in SimCity 2000 and put it into the game and drive around.
Interesting.
That's so weird.
Doesn't sound like a bad idea, but why do you need guns?
It's been a long time since I've played that, but I think you did get rockets and missiles and stuff like that.
Huh.
Yeah, this is the random
Sim was
tangent.
weird for a while.
Sim Ant scared the hell out of me. I had it for the Super Nintendo, and every time I got in a fight, they would go and like, freak the hell out.
That was just not a good game, though.
My cousins love that game. I was just scared. Like, you guys know I'm terrified of bugs. Like, I think that may have been where it started.
I don't know. I think SimCity for the SNES is still the best one in the series. Like, just the original SimCity. Because that was a really solid console port.
It's been a very long time since I've played that. I have to check that out. I got the
SimCity 3 or 4. It was like a fully... No, I think 4 was the newest one.
No,
it was like a fully 3D one. And you could like go down to street level and see the Sims. Like it was right after Sims came out, they put out this one. I think maybe it was SimCity 3000.
I think it was 4 because SimCity, the latest one, is just a reboot.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, it was probably 4.
Yeah.
But yeah, you had like a more customization over your houses. You could like upgrade them to different things, and then like you could go down to street level and drive around, and kind of like an automated like view of the city. You could like see your actual Sims like going about their day, and it was what I think the new SimCity tried to be, but it was too marred by the weird online stuff they put in there.
Mm-hmm.
And your tiny plots of city that you had to make.
Yeah.
This went off track.
Okay. Did you put in the article for Destiny 2? Because I read it and I didn't really understand what it was about.
No, I think that was low actually.
Okay. I'm gonna skip over that. I'm just gonna cut this out of the podcast.
No love for Destiny 2. Sorry, guys.
It just read that like they were just bringing back public events and like stuff that's already been in the game before. So
I would hope so. Everything from the original should be brought back and then some, considering how
that's how sequels work.
How pissed off Destiny was to its fan base at certain points.
Yeah. I think people are just like gnawing at the bit for Destiny 2 news because they don't really know what's different about this one from the first one. And so like anything that comes out, it's like, here's something else that's from the original because they're not putting anything new into this. It's like, it's just a way to tell a story that makes the game look bad.
Speaking of pissed off fan bases, Mighty Number 9 fans.
This is my favorite story this week.
So this week, backers of Mighty Number 9 that have asked for physical rewards have received their own build your own box art of this game, Mighty Number 9. And so people had to like put together their own boxes and like make sure they fold up correctly. And they also received a manual that came with it, and the manual doesn't fit inside the box. So it's kind of just like an empty box for you to have and just put it on your mantle and look at it. There's no physical game.
Yeah, one thing I will say about this is apparently the manuals that were sent out were incorrect because you can clearly see it's the Japanese manual.
Yeah.
And they're supposed to be for different boxes to the Japanese audiences. So like the American audiences are supposed to get a different, smaller manual. So they still screwed up. But like the manual is supposed to fit in the box. They just got the wrong manuals with their boxes.
I would say
so that's kind of been cleared up since then, but it's still a disaster.
I would say somebody's fired, but chances are the whole team has been fired at this
They've been
point.
Acquired already. Like
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I mean, yeah, they're gone.
There's layoffs happening.
They just acquired the properties probably and some of the technology of the region.
The hope this game brought.
I remember like
yeah.
Inafune, like he was like a trailblazer, like Japanese developer, you know, like at the time.
Basically, he was the quote unquote creator of Mega Man, and I think I firmly believe this because this is just like the knife, the salt in the wound kind of thing. At this point, I doubt anybody's really upset at this point because you've already been through the pain of Mighty Number 9. If the game played as it did, I think people would have been okay with it if it didn't look like an ass. It didn't look like ass. Like I think that's the biggest problem is that like it has no. Even in the 8-bit era, Mega Man had a style to it, and then you saw what it did with the X series, what it did with Mega Man 7 and 8. They all had an aesthetic about them. Mighty Number 9 doesn't have that. It doesn't have that personality. And even though the level design is shit, I think you could have at least more people would have enjoyed it if it didn't look so bad and glitch so bad. But then, you know, that's what happens when you give a game developer in charge of a business. They don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because they've never done it before.
And it's part of the problem of Kickstarter in general, because you see the entire process instead of just the final product. And so you basically own the game before it's even made. So like whatever comes out is what you're left with, rather than deciding with your money, you know, when it's released, if it's something that you want to support. But I just like, this is the funniest thing to me, because I did back this game, and like all I did was like the base thing to get, you know, a digital copy of the game, whatever, not a big deal. But it's been out for over a year. And now people are getting these crappy build your own boxes and the wrong, like not even full color manual that was supposed to be. And this is for the $60 tier. People that paid more have waited over a year to get a garbage version of what they were supposed to get for a game that wasn't even good in the first place. Like these people have probably already forgotten it. And they're like, oh, what's this in the mail? And they open it up and they're like, just drop it in the trash.
You know, you hear it and then all of a sudden, like that one person who gets it, hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk to you again.
Just a constant reminder.
Because I compare this to the ukulele version. Like, I got the boxed version of ukulele. I actually forgot I got the boxed version of ukulele, but I did. And so, like, again, the box came after the game was out, but it was, like, maybe a month at the most. And it was actually pretty nice. I think there's some pictures on our Instagram of it. It was like a proper like PC box. I think there was a different tier for like the NES or an N64 box. That's what it was. With like an N64 cartridge that had the USB hidden in it. I didn't get that. I just did the straight disc. But that was, a proper thing, like a full color manual that had some really funny stuff in it, and a digital version of that manual also. Like a lot more work was clearly put into that than this, but that was also a better game. And there was like a month difference between the release of the game and the physical rewards. Like, this is all just so dumb, so ridiculous.
Some of my favorite tweets that I saw were people trying to shove the manual into the box, like trying to fold it up. Oh man, that was a good day for Twitter.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Boys, did you get to pre-order your SNES Classic?
Nope. Haven't even tried.
Ben?
Because of a certain situation I have over a certain person, I cannot kind of confirm or deny that I have SNES Classic.
What?
So we're just going to leave it at that. I'm just going to leave it at that. Let's move on.
Do you have some back alley deals going on?
You already
You know what?
one?
I don't appreciate you assuming things that I neither confirm or deny. Let's just say I can
His
neither
uncle
confirm or
works
deny
at
anything.
Nintendo, okay?
I mean, maybe.
Are you trading up some decals under the counter?
Oh shit. Well, if you did pre-order your SNES Classic from Walmart, they have canceled all of the pre-orders. They said that this was due to a technical glitch that they put up the listing a little bit earlier.
Oh god damn it! There goes my deal.
They intended. So it looks like
it wasn't supposed to be there in the first place. They literally canceled all of them.
Yeah, pretty much it's going to be all of them. If you haven't gotten your email yet, you're probably going to get it soon.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that they were up for pre-order until I heard people got their cancellations.
I didn't either. Apparently it went up like accidentally at like 11:30 at night and was up for about 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And people started getting their emails by like Saturday morning or something like that. So like within 12 hours, they're like, oh crap, this wasn't supposed to go live yet. So it's probably going to be a Friday night coming up. Because I assume they just had the wrong date, like for the the scheduled launch of the pre-orders. Like they just put in something in their system, they put the wrong date in. Maybe it was supposed to be like August, whatever date that was. Like they just put the wrong, month in. I don't know.
I was gonna say, do you guys even think that this is gonna go up for pre-order?
No,
I didn't think so.
I don't know.
The NES Mini wasn't up for pre-order anywhere.
Yeah, it was. They
it?
They went out immediately.
Well, I mean, okay, you're right.
I had no idea.
I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't. It's just pretty much just come and get them, and may the best man win, and may the odds ever be in your favor.
Yep.
See, that would be like Battlegrounds. Like I think the Beastcast had a joke about like they just dropped some crates like in various points, and it's just like
SNES.
Find the crate and grab one. Like that would be a disaster. And I feel like even with the whole situation of scalpers and everything, like not doing pre-orders would be a much bigger mess.
Yeah.
Because people would be like September 25th probably. They would have people in line outside these stores just waiting for when they go live, and they would have each of their friends buy one, and they'd still sell them. They just wouldn't have pre-orders, like, scalped pre-orders up. They would just have the items when they come out. It wouldn't change anything, but it would make the store planning a lot bigger mess. Because it's not just like they know, these are the pre-orders, that's all we have. They just have to have a stock of them, and it would be like basically a Black Friday in September.
Yeah, since you said that they had them last year, they're probably going to have them for this thing as well. But I didn't remember that they had it last year. That's all.
I just see them not being very long. Like probably open sometime like late August.
Yeah.
And then have, already know how many they're going to get in by that point.
Mm-hmm.
And just a really quick turnaround.
Yeah, it'll probably be gone for it'll probably go up for 30 minutes, and then they'll all be sold out everywhere.
Right. I want to try to get one because that's what my brother wants my mom to get him for his birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Like I already got him something, so like I was thinking maybe I'd pre-order it and then be like, hey, I got this pre-order, you pay me back, and you can give it to him, because she doesn't know about that stuff. She doesn't know how to pre-order things.
Yeah.
She's tech savvy, but she doesn't understand, buying something before it's out.
Yeah.
Is that how Walmart works? So you have to pay for it up front, and then
I don't know.
I've never used it.
That's how pre-orders work. You pay for it.
No,
up
you
front.
pre-order something. I mean, I pre-order something through Amazon. I pay for it when it ships.
Yeah. That's
Best Buy and I think GameStop both have you prepay, so I'd assume Walmart probably does too.
in person. They do. Online, it's a bit different. They can't take your money online. Yeah, when I was a kid, I used to pre-order stuff like, oh yeah, give us $5 and we'll reserve your copy. I was like, okay, well, here's $5.
Oh, that's true. We had a kiosk like back in the electronics department when I worked there, and you could like do the pre-orders there, and they just put like whatever down on a gift card and swipe that at the register to confirm the pre-order. But I don't know if it's changed. I haven't been there in like 2 years.
Yeah, the thing that's gonna bum me out the most about this thing is that Star Fox 2 is on it, and I hope they release that on eShop when that comes around. Because if not,
I mean, they're gonna unlock this thing just like they did the NES Classic, and they're gonna dump like a fresh, like no longer screwed up version of Star Fox 2 online in probably 12 hours.
Yeah, that'd be the only way I could play that, because I don't have the energy to go out there and try to like reserve a copy of this thing.
Nope.
If I walk into a store and there happens to be one, I will smother every child in the store, then grab it, and then leave the store with it. Like, what's up with all the kids on the ground? Nothing.
While you do that,
they're not even going to go for it.
While you do that, they're going to be there getting the SNES.
Fuck it,
just smother the kids. I'll get the goods.
People just buy a Retron 5. Pay the extra money and buy a Retron 5 or 4 or something.
But that only does cartridges.
That's true. Buy a Wii U. There's a lot of SNES games on there. I think pretty much every SNES game on on this list is on the Wii U, except for Starfighter,
Pretty much.
which may or may not be worth its $80, but that's up to you to decide.
Yeah, the extent I'm willing to go to for pre-orders these days is if I see it available on Amazon, I'll pick it up because I already have my credit card information saved in there. Because usually I'll be scrolling through and it's like, pre-orders went live for this thing on Best Buy. And I look over, I'm like, my wallet's not near me. I'll wait. That's what I'm doing for the Metroid amiibo right now. It's like I have a notification set for if that 2-pack goes live on Amazon because it's already been like everywhere else and I missed them. It's like if it goes live on Amazon, I'll pick them up. If not, I guess I'll miss them. I don't know. Maybe it'll be in stores eventually.
All right.
I was giving you a segue.
Speaking of Nintendo franchises, Pokemon Go.
Oh my god! Speaking of Metroid, come on.
What was the? Oh, sorry. What's the Metroid? Oh yeah, I totally forgot because it's not
Amiibo
in my
functionality.
news docket. Speaking of Metroid.
Oh yeah, I just have it pulled up.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of Metroid,
So I'll talk about it. Fine.
Metroid Samus Returns amiibo functionality. So there's going to be locked functionality behind the amiibos for Metroid Samus Returns.
For the most part, it's nothing crazy, but there's a few exceptions to that.
So the Samus, okay, so they have them listed here. So Zero Suit Samus for the Smash Bros. Series will refill your energy and unlock a sound test after beating the game because you know those classic games had those sound tests.
Which, real quick, it's dumb that all of these are after you beat the game. Because it's like, it unlocks functionality after you beat the game. So it's like, they could just have these be after you beat the game, you unlock these things. But no. You have to have the amiibo, scan it in, and then beat the game. And it unlocks the things that probably should have just been there in the first place when you beat it. Continue. Sorry.
So Samus from the Smash Bros. Series will refill missiles and unlock some concept art after... It just says some concept art, so there's no real, like, number of concept art.
Yeah.
After the game is beaten, Samus Aran from the Samus Amiibo line, Metroid line,
The new one.
Will I guess it will refill your special reserve energy tank and unlock.
No, it gives you a special reserve tank.
Oh,
I assume,
cool.
like in Super Metroid, they had their the reserve tanks you could pick up.
Yeah.
I assume they're probably not in this, but if you scan this amiibo, it gives you one probably.
Or I'll just give you one like off the bat.
Yeah.
And unlock a Metroid 2 art gallery after the game is beaten, and then the Metroid itself,
Which is cool.
it gives you a
This is the one
Metroid.
that's kind of cheap.
It gives you a Metroid marker, and it will identify the location of the nearest Metroid on your map, and will unlock the fusion difficulty once the game is beaten.
They don't say what the fusion difficulty is specifically, but it sounds like it's basically you go through the game with the fusion suit, so like you're weaker. Although technically in that game, like you're fused with Metroid DNA, so like they don't, like they think you're one of them, and it's the X that like actually do damage to you. So technically in a game that's all about killing Metroids, you'd think it would make the game easier. But I don't know. I want to play through the game with the fusion suit, so that sounds awesome. But it's kind of crap that like, for one, the Metroid marker is pretty cheap. I mean, granted, being able to refill your energy and missiles is pretty cheap too, but I assume that's probably on a once per day thing. The Metroid marker is pretty cheap, but also unlocking a difficulty mode through an amiibo is kind of cheap also. So that one bothers me a little bit. But
Yeah, and you also need
hopefully
to
they'll be readily available.
You also need to have the new 3DS as well to use that functionality.
Right.
Yeah.
Or they had that like attachable thing you could use with the old ones.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was a thing that existed.
Yeah, it was dumb. Not a lot of people got it, I think. Especially now that the new 2DS is so cheap and has all this functionality built in. I don't think you really need to worry about the old ones anyway.
What are you doing buying a new 2DS in 2017 when...
Well,
there's
if
a Switch?
my current 3DS ever cracks out on me, I'll definitely buy a 2DS because it's cheaper and it had pretty much the same size.
Yeah. I've heard it's a little thin and the shoulder buttons are kind of hard to get to because of like how thin that bottom layer is. It's like it's really kind of scrunched up on there on the screen.
Memory card, not the memory card, the SD card slot, didn't they? They moved it to something.
Yeah, that's supposed to be a lot better actually because you don't have to get underneath the battery port to get into it.
Yeah.
So yeah, Metroid Samus Returns will be coming in August or September.
September is officially
September
Metroid
15th,
month.
18th, something like that.
Okay. So look forward to that.
I am.
Speaking of Nintendo franchises, go ahead, Ben.
Let's move on.
There you go.
I was going to give Ben some time to talk.
He said meh, he doesn't need to talk.
Okay.
I just said meh.
Speaking of Nintendo franchises, we got Pokemon Go fans here. Pokemon Go fans are now suing Niantic over the Mest Fest that happened in Chicago.
We should probably talk about the actual fest because we haven't mentioned anything about it yet.
Can I quote my favorite movie of all time, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Secret of the Ooze, for this particular segment?
No.
I'm gonna do it anyways. These people are babies. Yeah, that's what the trailer says. Yeah, these people are fucking babies.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let me talk about this. This
so volatile.
Pokemon Go Fest. So it's held by Niantic in late July. The goal here was to have people gather around and capture a bunch of Pokemon until a legendary Pokemon got unlocked, and then people could capture that. They had around 20,000 people attended the event. What happened here was that basically the game wasn't it just didn't work. There was too much cell interference happening between all these people,
which makes sense in a big area like that with a lot of people that all pulling from the same towers. Sorry. And
so I've heard that people were chanting they were just they're doing chants and protesting.
Fix the game. Because that's something you can do at this very moment.
Which is ridiculous. So what Niantic has done, they reimbursed ticket costs for the event and gave everybody $100 of in-game currency. But some people flew out from where they were to Chicago to attend the event. And it says here that between 30 and 50 people have joined together in a class action lawsuit, and they're looking to only have their travel costs be paid back to them.
Fucking babies.
And let me be clear. This isn't unfair of them. The fact that they're not going for more than just their travel expenses, that's reasonable. But they're still not going to win because this is dumb. What they're saying is that the festival did not serve its purpose, that they felt it was basically false advertising, essentially, because what they were advertised, what they came out for was not what they got. But my whole thing is, if you're going to spend a bunch of money to go to a thing, if you're going to go across the country, even come from another country, just for that one multiple hour thing in one day, what are you expecting? Surely you went for more than just that. That wasn't just the only part of that trip. If someone's listening and went and can verify otherwise, great. But I don't really have any sympathy for people that just go spend hundreds of dollars probably to fly over to a city just for one thing in a game. This event was probably only supposed to last a few hours anyway. It was $20 at the door. It couldn't have been that much of a thing, for $20. And the whole part of it was the social experience aspect. And you still got that if you weren't, teaming up to boo the whole time. You could still hang out and have fun and meet people and enjoy the time together, even if the game was broken. And basically the whole point of this was to get the legendary. It was a raid event to get the legendary, and they got that.
Yeah.
So the advertised point of the event to meet people and catch a legendary succeeded. Regardless of how much money you spent and how upset you were at the event itself. It's not false advertising. They essentially spent all that money to fly over and get an Articuno and a Lugia. Congratulations, you succeeded. And you didn't have to pay the entry to get there.
Mm-hmm.
You're in Chicago.
Yeah. You're
in Chicago, a city that has so much things to do. If you're listening to this right now, you're a baby. You're a grown adult, and you're acting like a baby by demanding money from this company who you know, bad shit happens for one day event. It was the first time doing this. You kind of have to expect the worst or something like this because it's never been done before. And I think if you're, and I agree with Justin, if you're going for just the event, that is extremely short-sighted of you. Like, to me, when I go to when I would travel out to cons, I wouldn't just go to the con. When I went to Los Angeles, or Anaheim rather, I went to a baseball game, and then I went out to the beach, and then I went to the con. I planned stuff around it. You don't deserve their money. They can't, like, you would have gone anyways. The fact that they gave you money for in-game currency and the legendary, that's more than enough you deserve.
Yeah.
You should have just gotten the legendary and that's it. They shouldn't
and the money back for the event.
Exactly. So you got, the only thing you're out on is travel expenses, which that's on your end. Mm-hmm. Niantic shouldn't owe anything to that. They didn't make you come out to Chicago to celebrate this. And again,
yeah, it was a location-based event. It was for people at that location. They're doing others at other places for those locations.
And again, you're in Chicago. I visited Chicago. Chicago has so much stuff to do.
It's amazing.
It's a beautiful Midwestern city, And I wish it was in March because then you could have seen the river green. That's when I went.
I'll be there in a few months for my bachelor party. I can't wait. Like, Chicago's great.
Yeah, exactly. Chicago's a fantastic city. So I'm sorry, you're a baby. That's what you are. I hope that this is not going to get anywhere near the courts. It's going to get handled out of settlement. They're going to get something because that's how it works.
That's how everything
Sadly,
works.
in America,
will settle because it's easier for them, probably.
Exactly. They're going to settle, but this better not be precedent. You as a person have to be held accountable that you made the decision to spend the money on travel fare, whether it's bus, airline, or train, or boat, you never know, to come to Chicago and decide to bitch for a couple hours because it didn't go the way you wanted. Go do things.
Right.
Fucking millennials. I'm done.
And it's a California guy, probably, an entitled millennial, like you said. And, he probably had that money to burn if he's just like, oh, I'll just take a day trip to Chicago to do this event.
Yeah, reading this. Yeah, this is slightly off topic. Reading this article and then reading another article that there are actual people our age who are what they call vacation handout people, where they panhandle for vacation money while abroad, has pissed me so off about my generation. I was like, that is why our fucking older people hate us, because of stupid bullshit like this. It pisses me off. This is what entitlement looks like, people. That's what it looks like.
Yeah. Take your avocado toast and your free legendary and get out of here.
Maybe if you didn't eat so many avocado sandwiches, you could have been able to afford a trip back.
Yeah. You could do 2 pieces of toast, you greedy bastard.
You'll never own a house at this point.
Yeah, so the only way I could see anyone having a claim in this lawsuit is if they didn't accept the offer that Niantic already gave them, like the refund on their ticket and the in-game currency. Because if they already did, they've already settled, right? So there's no way that they can get any kind of money from this.
But would they still have any leverage if they just refused to accept the offering? So it's like they gave you, what they legally owed. Like, all they're responsible for is the event. And yes, the event failed, but they handled that. They handled their part of it. They're like, you get this back. You do not pay for the event that we failed. If you go into a movie theater and the movie doesn't work, they give you a free ticket to another movie. Usually you don't even get a refund. We went to laser tag for one of my friend's birthdays, and the guy doing the manning the booth or whatever was on his phone the whole time and wasn't paying attention to who was in line or whatever. There was these groups that we were supposed to be in front of that he let go ahead, and he's like, oh, you can go in with them if you want. It's like, no, you said we were going before them, and it was this whole deal. So we actually we took a picture of him just sitting there not paying attention on his phone and showed it to his manager. And we had already done our our laser tag and everything. We enjoyed the time in there, even though it took an hour to get in. And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry, and refunded us the cost of the laser tag. That was it. Problem solved. We didn't have to pay for the thing that didn't work for us. we still did it. We still, had the experience. They had this experience. They had the people. They got the legendary. They had the experience they paid for, but they didn't have to pay for it. That's the extent of the offering.
Yeah, this would have been like if when I went to Anaheim, if I was to sue DC because I didn't get to meet Jim Lee because of a line issue they messed up on, like that would have been the same thing. Yeah, because I didn't get to meet Jim Lee, so my trip was ruined, despite that I did everything else.
Yeah.
So it's like, and I didn't. I'm still salty, but I mean, like, I'm okay now. Like, I'm not gonna sue anybody. But it's like, Jesus,
I know this is completely different from this story here with Pokemon Go Fest, but there was like a really big controversy happening with Ja Rule and his Fire Fest. I don't know.
Yeah, that was totally different though. That was justified.
Yeah, this was totally justified.
That was a total mess.
That was a con job.
They were like promised to like hang out with like these like celebrities and like supermodels and these babes, and then they all got stranded on like this beach, and they were put in FEMA tents and given like really shitty sandwiches as their food. They were like stranded on an island. They couldn't even get off of it. It was ridiculous.
But there was a really nice part of the island where all like the people organizing it were staying in a really nice hotel and shooting like marketing videos for the event, not knowing what was happening on the other part of the island. So there's like some really nice videos on YouTube of like these guys like hanging out, partying, like, Firefest 2017, whatever it was. I don't remember when it was.
I think it was last year.
And like they put that out not knowing what was happening with everyone else in the FEMA tents and stuff. So there's like this weird dichotomy of like people that were actually at the festival and the people marketing the festival.
Yeah. If it was more like something like they were putting FEMA tents, I could probably like sympathize with them a bit. But yeah, that's
right.
So there you go, Pokemon millennials asking for more than they probably should get. All right. So last story of the day, we got some PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds news.
You thought we'd go a week without PlayerUnknown's talk. Please.
Did PlayerUnknown send you your weekly paychecks yet?
I'm still waiting for mine.
Hashtag collusion.
So yeah, anyways, I actually wanted to just say that me and Justin played a little bit this past week, and I avenged him after he died. Killed both of his.
Yeah, that did not go well.
Both of his kills.
I was just running around the shack, and these guys just like came up and was like, "Oh, did they see me?" And then they stuck around the shack before and like had their guns out already. Yeah, it didn't go well. I've never just been like run up on in the middle of a field like that. It's usually like, you find someone in a house or like just like get shot from afar or whatever. This was just kind of like a, two strangers meet in the night and then start shooting at each other.
Anyways,
that's how that goes, right?
We've got some PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds news. So the monthly update for July has been pushed to August 3rd. This update, we've already talked about it. It contains the first-person servers, the FOV slider, all that kind of good stuff. But they're also going to be adding 3 new crates to PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. These crates are going to have Battle Royale-inspired costumes. I've never seen the movie, but I've heard it's good.
They're cool costumes, though.
These crates are called Wanderer, Survivor, and then there's also the Gamescom Invitational crate. The Gamescom Invitational crate is going to be testing out a key and crate system similar to like CSGO, which I really despise that system. Like getting crates and then buying keys for it. I'd rather just buy the crate and open it. Like something like Overwatch. Each key will be worth $2.50, and all proceeds of the purchase is going to go to the Gamescom event, paying for support costs and adding to the prize pool, as well as supporting a selection of charities. Current prize pool for their Gamescom Invitational like esports thing is going to be $350,000. And the Gamescom crate will be available while the tournament is happening and will end, they're suspecting, August 27th. So yeah, they're going to be adding the key and crate system.
I hope it's temporary.
Yeah. I hope they test it, and
because this is like they've announced all these like really cool features they've got coming, like the customizable characters and the new map, and then like what they actually release is garbage like this. Coming, don't worry. But, like, focus your efforts. No one wants this.
Yeah, like you've noted before with other games, it's a different team working on this kind of stuff.
Right.
Um, yeah, a lot of their fan base, I think, in the Reddit at least, is going crazy about this kind of stuff, which is kind of understandable. But it's not going towards the creators themselves; it's going towards this event that's happening. They
True.
said that they weren't going to have this kind of stuff before they got out of early access, but I guess they have this event going on. They want to support the people that are working on it. I
can respect it in this case. That's why I say I hope there's temporary.
Yeah, it sounds like it's just going to be for this one event. I could see them doing it afterwards, and I wouldn't mind supporting them because I really do enjoy the game.
Yeah, but I'd rather just pay for the cosmetic items themselves. Like,
Yeah.
have, special limited time stuff that you can just buy.
They have that kind of stuff available on the marketplace already, like PlayerUnknown's like the PlayerUnknown's like trench coat that you can buy for like $6,000 if you're insane.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I want to hear what Ben has to say because I know he hates PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, even though he's never.
I don't
played
hate it. I don't.
I'm sticking that into the listener's
That's the lore.
Into the listener's mind.
Okay.
It's canon.
I just think it looks like a bad game. That's all. Like it looks visually unappealing.
Yank, yeah, but it's a good game. Like,
yeah, that's fine. I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying I need good aesthetics, and it looks like a PS2 game, and not in the good way.
He's right.
Like I love that there is a dedicated fan base. Although I hate it that it's everywhere on YouTube and then pretty much everywhere I know.
I think it's at like 4 or 5 million now sales.
It's insane for a game that like has only been out for 3 months and still isn't actually out. Like,
yeah,
it's insane.
Which concerns me as a person. Again, I'm not playing it, but like, what incentive does this guy have to continue to actually publish the game? He's already making his money. Like, he has no incentive. If he does, he's earned my respect. And maybe I'll play the full version when it comes out. But
you can't get it on console until it's completed because you can't put early access games on PS4.
No, you can.
So.
I've seen. You can put shit on PlayStation 4. I've seen some shit on PlayStation 4.
I mean, you can't like knowingly put you can put a game out that's not finished, but you can't call it an early access game. You just have to basically say, okay, it's done. This is all you get.
He could pretty much do that with PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds because people will just buy it anyways.
Yeah, I mean,
at this point.
Content complete. It's just they keep adding new stuff, and so because he promises new stuff, it's like, oh, okay, there's more to come. But if he said, I'm not doing anymore, like, I think people would be satisfied.
No, they won't, because there are a lot of entitled babies out there.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying like the game is content complete. Like, you can play it in its entirety, but there's things that would be nice to have.
Right.
So like,
I'm just saying I'm never going to play it. I have no interest in playing it until it actually gets a visual update because it looks like ass. It hurts my eyes. It hurts my eyes to watch it. It hurts.
I don't know. It's fine.
I mean, I tried to put the graphics on like high, like what my computer can actually handle, and it chugs to crap. So it's not even well optimized to look the way it should be able to look.
Yeah, that's a developer problem. But it's like,
yeah.
I can't watch it. I can't watch it. I don't want to play it.
I don't
it looks
really
like a bad mod
until I try to stream it. But like when I play it, I'm able to get like 100, 120 FPS on it and on extreme. But that's neither here or there.
I don't know.
Like it's fine for me until I get into a firefight when it's on like the highest settings, and then like it gets network lag. But when I dropped it to medium, it didn't do that anymore. So it's like the game itself was having trouble loading itself in high settings, even though my computer could handle. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, I saw somewhere that they were talking about why it's taking so long to get the new maps out, and he said like the first map it took him like 9 months to like create and get it the way he wanted to get it. So
I mean, it makes sense. Everything seems very like specifically placed and stuff.
Yeah, it seems really strategic.
And they're huge.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll probably end up buying a couple of these keys.
I refuse to play.
I know.
It's kind of like it's kind of like my new Overwatch, because I was super into Overwatch and unlocking the crates and getting new skins and stuff like that. Like I was super into that for a while.
That's what I refuse to play.
At least Overwatch looks pretty.
Pretty dumb.
It's fun.
Got him.
It's a good game. They're both good games.
I'm sure it's fine game. I'm sure it's fine, but I need to not throw up when I look at a game.
All right. I was expecting more rage coming from Ben, since like they're buying key, like they're putting out the whole crate system. But
no, he's too focused on the jank.
Yeah, because I don't give it. Because like I don't care about that. I really don't. Like that's fine as long as it's not pay to win shit. That's what angers me. But even then, I'm not gonna play it anyways because of its visual style, or quote unquote style, if you call that style.
One of the skins looks like a tracksuit made by Bob Holly.
Who?
Hardcore Holly.
I was like, is that who you're referencing?
Yeah, Bob Holly, when he had like the whole like racing stripes on.
I don't remember that at all.
You need to watch some early '90s WWF.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, he was around for a long time. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go. You guys can talk about this stuff. That's fine.
All right.
To be fair, you guys just talked about PUBG for like 10, 15 minutes.
And we let you have your opinions.
Right.
All right, guys. That'll do it for the show this week. Let's get Justin out of here. So where can people find you, Justin?
I am at Zero Score on the places I exist. Weekly Final Fantasy IX story play audition plug. Please do that. The information is on my channel. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks.
Ben.
For all things concerning the self-proclaimed Marvelous One, you can find me at the Marvelous One, not themarvelousone.com. That's not a thing. It should be a thing, though. But if you want to message me on Twitter, Twitter's the best way to get in contact with me about how I'm wrong about Final Fantasy 14 and MMOs, and how I'm wrong about PUBG. You can do all that at marvelousleague.wordpress.com, in which case I will not mute or block you. I will just flat out just like, whatever you meant. You talk to me. Okay, that's fine.
Oh, Ben, I found that the Marvelous Iggy, their account has been suspended. So I wonder why.
Wait, there is actually the Marvelous Iggy?
There was, but their account got suspended.
Wow.
On Twitter.
TheMarvelousOne.com is not a thing. You should jump on that.
Yeah.
I already have a website. I already have a blog, so it's like I don't need another one.
Just saying.
I know. I'm the self-proclaimed Marvelous One. I can't claim that until I hit like 100 subscribers. Then I become the Marvelous One.
Oh, okay.
80 more to go, people. 80 more to go.
You get knighted.
Yes, exactly.
You are Sir Marvelous One.
No, that's when I hit 1 million.
1 million.
Mm-hmm.
1 million subscribers. You can find me at CSG Thomas on Twitter. You can find us all here, chargeshot.com. You can find these two doing their podcast every Wednesday, Charged Up. What did you do this past week?
We just talked about Comic-Con.
Pretty much.
All the announcements from Comic-Con.
Yeah, it was literally just like an hour and a half of news.
Mm-hmm. And me getting overexcited about things.
Yes, mostly Thor.
So yeah, you can check them out there.
But it's so easy to get excited for Thor, though.
It's true. And we're gonna have some weird stuff come in soon, because I'm gonna have to like stockpile some things for while I'm gone on like my honeymoon and stuff.
Shh! Don't ruin the surprise.
No, I'm just letting people know like there's gonna be some outside of format stuff coming, so it'll be fun. We'll see what happens.
No, I was hoping to be a surprise, and I'm not surprised.
The surprise is coming. Prepare to be surprised.
Yeah. Prepare yourself. Surprises are coming. There you go.
They don't know when.
Game of Thrones reference.
You are not prepared for their surprise.
Mm-mm.
Let's see how many more references we could just stick in here.
Good news, everyone! I've invented a device that makes you hear this like I'm talking like Professor Farnsworth, even though it's just a shitty impersonation.
That's pretty bad.
Yes, it is.
I thought you were going to say good news, everyone. There's a surprise, but I guess not.
No. I thought you were too.
No.
I'll be surprised.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening to the show. And until next time, guys, enjoy your games.
We're a mess. Oops, I almost ended this call instead of the voice. There we go.
Yeah,